Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham Shivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham
intensely chant the Mahavakya and manifest the power of increasing the size of an object now, which is Garima.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Now, please relax. Please relax and verify the manifestation that has happened. Please take the next few moments to quickly verify the manifestation that has happened now. And we will be moving on to the next segment where we are going to be receiving the revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Let us now receive the revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Live Advaita. Understand, living Advaita, live Advaita means create whatever you want from the power of Advaita. Understand? Advaita is a simple basic truth. Simple basic truth. Like a sun rises in the morning in the east. You can't go on debate about it. The direction in which sun is rising, we call that as a east. The time when sun is rising, we call that as morning. These are simple factual understandings. So Advaita is also a simple factual understanding. Fact based on which you need to plan your life. It is not the subject to be debated. It is the subject on which you plan your life strategy. Advaita also is not the subject to be debated. It is the facts on which you need to plan the strategy of your life. I don't even want to use the word truth because it is loaded. I'll use the word fact, a simple fact. Advaita is a simple fact on which you can strategize your everyday activity, everyday action. Please understand, All of us are completely connected in the space of oneness. I am not saying all of us are one. All of us are in the space of oneness. All of us are in the space of oneness. If you see goodness from outside, you are in the space of completion inside. If you see bad things outside, you need to complete inside. Go on. Go on. Let every decision you make, let every thought you entertain, every word you utter, every word you utter, every action you do, let it be based on Advaita. Let it be completely based on Advaita. Understand, living Advaita means your self-drive, your inspiration, your energy, your experience, your intelligence, everything operates from Advaita, from that truth and fact, sacred secret of the oneness. Understand? Digest Advaita more and more into your thinking. Digest Advaita more and more into your words. Digest Advaita more and more in your actions. Every simple digestion means even if you make a very simple decision, I will not use the word I and mine in my words, in my speak. When I speak in my speech, I'll use only the word we, us. Even this simple decision will go on be reminding you, if you take it from the context of oneness. If you take this simple decision from the context of oneness, even this simple decision will go on be reminding you the Advaita. It will go on be reminding you the Advaita. Every day morning when you wake up, align yourself to that oneness. Every thought, every action, bring more and more Advaita into it. Please understand, Do not freeze yourself. Do not think you have grown up. Now nothing more can be done. Transformation is not possible. No. Every day the possibility for you to build a new personality, new body, new mind, new being is available, open. That availability is what I call life. Using that availability and making Advaita as a strategy, building a new body, new mind, new personality, new words, new thoughts, new actions is what I call living Advaita. Timili means extension of you. It is just extension of you. You will feel the whole Timili is just more hands, more heart, more brain, more legs. All our Hindu gods portrayed with many heads, many hands, many legs is nothing but they had that powerful Timili. Please understand, every one of you should have at least few people around you in this frequency where you experience tremendous friendliness with them and they experience tremendous friendliness with you. I tell you, you need to know, please understand, there may be million-liter the arak in a shop, but you don't need million-liter to get drunk. You can't drink million-liter. If you drink some 10-liter, that's enough, that's a maximum. Same way, there may be the whole ocean, but for you to die, you don't need the whole ocean. Just some 100-liter water goes inside your body, you will die. Same way, there may be billions of people. For you to experience the ultimate enlightenment, you don't need to feel oneness with all of them. Understand, 11 people in your life, if you feel the non-dual experience of oneness, you will become enlightened. You don't need more than 11 people. The 12th person, you will be enlightened. Because your brain, your individual logic cannot retain its individual existence if you extend your oneness more than 11 people. When you feel oneness, because of the oneness, you will know whatever insecurity other person is feeling, you will know whatever desire or greed the other person is feeling, you will know the other person's space. Because of your knowledge, you will have love and compassion. Understand, anything becomes known to you, anything becomes part of your knowledge, you start loving it. Because you know that desire, greed, struggle, fear, the other person is going through, when you experience Advaitic space with them, because of that non-duality, you love them, you become compassionate towards them, the relationship may become better.
the rustic, raw, ground level truth should be your basic cognition. Understand? The rustic truth of life is non-duality. The raw truth of life is Advaita. It should become your basic cognition in whatever you do, in whatever you live, in whatever you touch, in whatever you handle, in whatever you see. Come to the truth, come to the clarity. Whoever may be in your teamily, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, whatever, please understand, your completion with them or incompletion with them, they are not responsible. Irrespective of them, you develop a pattern of incompletion with somebody else, somewhere else, and bring it and put it on these people. See, whether you put the gunny bag on them or silk shawl on them, you weaved it somewhere else. The poor fellow who is standing in front of you is no way responsible for the gunny bag or the silk shawl you are dumping on them. So understand, Advaita Satya is the only truth. Your incompletion with other person or your completion with other person is not responsible. Whether you are putting a silk shawl on that person, completion, or a gunny bag on that person, incompletion, other person is not responsible. It is you who stitched this pattern from your life. Understand? If you are feeling the other person is constantly abusing you, even if you remove the other person and put somebody else, even if you remove A and put B, in 2 days you are going to feel this fellow is also doing the same thing to you. Whether your completion or incompletion, the other person is not responsible. When you start working with your team, face all your so-called difficulties, listen. Nothing is difficult on this earth, but you have to do it. The good news is, nothing is difficult. The best news is, you have to do it. If you don't do, you don't need to do, then what for life? Nothing is difficult. When you start relating with your teamily, please understand, the first thing will happen to you is your ability to speak into your listening will happen. I tell you, your intestine can be programmed immediately as you want. If you just know to speak into your listening, your intestine can listen to you immediately. Your intestine will just listen to you. Your heart will listen to you. Your liver will listen to you. I am telling you, after experientially experimenting in last 2 days. Last 2 days I was diagnosing the root of this cough. and I was instructing the body, hey, alter yourself, clean it. So body said, if I have to do this much of work, the throat has to work this much, then I may need to recreate the whole throat and the whole organ with a new kind of a strength. Just give me a few days, I'll make it happen. Then I said, all right, till you do that, you don't need to wait for the stomach to become all right. You clear that. I saw clearly the root of the cough has stopped immediately. Now only the throat, the new system is getting built. Please listen. Please listen. I am on a national television, and whatever I am speaking, I am responsible for it. I am telling you on a national TV, you can talk to your organs, you can talk to your body. It will listen to you. Only when you face your teamily, complete with them, when you learn to speak into their listening, simply you will see your teamily is nothing but the representations, mirrors of your heart, kidney, liver, brain. If your teamily is completely disintegrated, disorganized, your body is also disintegrated and disorganized. Your mind is also disintegrated and disorganized. Your mind has many components. Chitta, buddhi. Chitta means all the memory storage. Buddhi means which orders the special file to be drawn. For example, the moment you see somebody wearing the kavi color dress, you would have had a good and bad both with that color. If your buddhi orders the bad file and the chitta will supply that, that is what becomes incompletion. If your buddhi orders the good file, and that is what the chitta will supply, and that only leads to friendliness. Understand? Whether your perceptions, sensory activities leads to more and more incompletion or friendliness is decided by the responsibility with which your buddhi behaves. The responsibility with which your buddhi behaves. Listen. Please understand. If your buddhi cognizes from the space of Advaita that everything, I am responsible, I am the source, then it always orders the right files to the chitta. So I am giving you the essence of the whole process today. The first step, form a teamily. Teamily means family plus team together. Persons with whom you are sharing your whole day. The person may be your senior officer or junior officer. He may be your employee or employer. He may be your subordinate or boss. The persons with whom you are sharing your home. It may be your kid, your father, your mother, your daughter, your spouse, husband or wife, even your maid, driver, whoever is living in and around you, whoever is living with you, around you, Unfortunately, all the English words are too small. The word Bandhu Mitra, what it means in Sanskrit can never mean friends and relatives in English. In Sanskrit, the depth of the word Bandhu Mitra can never be translated by the word friends and relatives. That is why I am struggling and using so many words. People who live around you, with whom you share your life and all that. In Sanskrit, just these two words is enough. Bandhu Mitra, your teamily. Your team and family. Make a list of your team and family. Decide you will live in the space of completion with all of them. First, form a teamily. Second, decide you will live in the space of completion with all of them. Please understand. For each of these instruction, why I already spoke last 1 month. How, why, all that I have spoken last 1 month. Today I am just specifically going to only give the instructions. Like capturing the gist. Third, form a clear identity which you want to live. Authentic inner identity which you want to live. Authentic outer identity which you want to live. Authentic others' image means the image which others want to feel about you. The image, what is the image you want others should experience about you? And life image, what is the image you want to experience about life? Pen down all these 4, elaborate, detailed way, and as the support of your teamily, tell them, this is the way I am going to build myself. Can you all support me? Help me by giving the feedback. What all the incompletions I have to complete? What all the way I have to transform myself to be this authentic personality? Asking the feedback of your teamily. When your teamily gives the feedback, you need to sit and contemplate, to track back, trace back all those incompletions in you, how the patterns developed in you and became those incompletions which your teamily is pointing it out. This is the tricky area. If you tell your teamily, I want to be remembered by all of you as a loving, caring person. Your teamily says, then you need to develop more trust on us. As of now, the trust is not enough. Then look back, when this distrust pattern starts, you make the list of all the incompletions you need to complete. Your teamily's feedback is like a raw understanding. You tracking back and tracing back to the source of patterns, root incidents from when you developed those incompletions. I gave you one example. If you declare your other's image. I want every one of you to perceive me as loving, caring person. Your team lead gives you the feedback. You may have to raise your trust on us more. That's the incompletion we find. Then you need to sit and trace back. When you started developing this distrusting pattern, those incidents pen down. Now all the feedback your team lead gave and the tracking back, tracing back you did, which is available in front of you, is the incompletions you need to complete. That is the incompletions you need to complete. So listen, ध्यान से सुनिए, please listen. Once you list all the root incidents, root patterns, incompletions, now it is time for you to complete. I tell you, the moment you pen them down and identify your incompletions, they lose power over you. They lose power over you. Sometimes people ask me, how to know team lead's feedback is right? Be very clear. Anything team lead gives as a feedback, take it as right. Don't even have the problem whether team lead is right or wrong. Anything team lead gives as a feedback, take it as right and trace back, track back. If it is not right, don't worry, naturally those incompletions will not be there. If it is there, complete it. If it is not there, enjoy it, that's all. Describe all your incompletions in detail. Just by understanding, most of them will lose power over you, and the remaining, if there are few, sitting like a small wound, like a pus, just few days, complete them and drop it, it will disappear. Nothing to be worried, nothing to be bothered.
Now, let us enter into the internalization exercise for the revelations that we have just received from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Responsibility awakens the leadership consciousness. Now, take a few minutes. Pen down all the moments in your life where you reacted to a situation. See how each incident affected your life. Decide to take responsibility for everything in and around you. See how each incident affected your life. Please take the next few minutes and write this down. Let us begin now.
Go ahead.
Swami, yesterday in yesterday's session, one of the things that I realized was that a lot of the projects that I'm working on right now were things that I started because there was just a lot of pain in me that I didn't want to deal with. So to get rid of that, I started this. But I actually like working on the projects. Are they like, should I stop working on these?
No. You should not stop working. You should complete the pains from which you are trying to run away. If you complete the pains, these projects will be more successful than what you think. See, if you do it with if you do a project by putting your time, it will only be like a mathematics. If you do it by putting your energy along with time, it means you need to have energy. Now all your energy is caught in the incompletions and pains. Complete and put your energy into it. Then you will see it will come out as art piece. If you put your life, it will come as your own extension. Please understand, whether your job, relationship, career, anything, if you are giving only your time, you are a worker. I do not have in 1 inch of respect for anybody who is working for somebody. Please understand, I am making a very blank, straightforward statement. Be your boss. Even if you think, no, I am working already for 25 years, how can I give up my job? Take this as a 2-year project. Within 2 years, you will do the transition and become your boss. Be your boss. I tell you, after you leave the body, you will understand how much consciously you have grown by being your boss. Please understand, only to the people whom you are serving, your clients, your customers, whom you are enriching, should be your boss. Be your boss. I tell you, consciously, you will be complete about life. If you are working for somebody, you will learn only one thing: to give your time. You will never learn the taste and joy of what it is to give your energy along with your time. You will give your energy along with your time only if you are going to be the ultimate beneficiary. If you are going to be the ultimate beneficiary, only then you will put your energy into your time. Otherwise, that's that 9 to 5, giving your time for something but not giving your energy or life to it is the most prolonged, most painful suicide possible. Be your boss. You will learn, you will be inspired to give your energy to your time. Anything you do, then you will learn how to give your life to what you are doing, to your time and energy. Understand? The senior devotees and disciples, they know, day in and day out, this Rajya Sabha is a witness. This land is a witness. 2001, I started my public life. Now it is 2016. Day in and day out, 20 hours a day, I am doing the same job. Never I felt tired or bored even once. What am I doing? Because I have put my energy and my life into what I am doing. I don't know how many thousands of times I explain unclutching and completion. You will If you see the recording of me talking about unclutching and completion in 2002 and 2016, you will not find a single word missing. It will only be getting added. Understand? If you are in a mechanism where you put your energy and life into your time, you will be fulfilled in your life. If you are putting your energy into your work to the level your seniors can handle you, they are okay. But if you are putting your life into your work where they feel threatened, it is not okay. That is why I am telling you, take up this as a 2-year project in your life. If you are working for somebody, decide in next 2 years, I will become my boss. And it will really make you put your energy and your life into what you are doing. Not only you will have success, you will have completion. You will have fulfillment. I tell you, deep self-doubt only makes you work for others. Either you spend your life to fulfill your dreams, or somebody will hire you to fulfill theirs. And when you are fulfilling somebody else's dream, you will become naturally cunning to separate your energy and your time. That is why the 9 to 5 is only time for you, not life. How many of you feel the 9 to 5 is only time for you, not life? That's all. You know now. No. That is the worst crime you are doing against yourself. Do not separate. Do not be in the structure. Do not be in a mechanism where your life and energy is separated from your time. People come and tell me, time is money, Swamiji. Fool, time is life. What are you talking? The lie you have been taught by the bosses is time is money. No, time is life. Don't be under anybody. I tell you, first few months it may be a struggle. That is why I am saying take 2 years as a transition period. Means do some startup and stabilize it and put, you see, when something is yours, you will put actually your time, energy, life into it. Then slowly you will get the confidence. The self-doubt will melt down. Yes, I can sit on this throne because the throne is built by me. It's mine. I can sit on it. Your energy, life and time will become one in that. Then naturally you can move from working from somebody to being for yourself. I tell you, in the modern day, working for somebody is the worst crime you will do to yourself. Do not do that crime. Do not abuse yourself by working for somebody. Take this as a project and make it maybe in 1 year or 2 years. You will feel blessed that you lived your life. And I tell you, in the modern day, there are millions, billions of opportunities. Do what you like. Complete and free all your energies from your incompletion and put your energy into your time. Naturally, your life will flow towards it. You will be successful. You will be celebrating what you are doing. What you are doing will celebrate you. You just celebrating your art is success. If your art celebrates you, that is completion. Understand? Micromanaging your inner space is enlightenment. Micromanaging your outer space is success. Both will happen to you if you are in a mechanism where your time and energy is not separated. I tell you, even the people who hire you, if you put too much of energy and life into what you are doing, which they are not able to comprehend, they will feel threatened. Your great work, your boss will feel threatened. Because that is the whole setup of hiring and firing mechanism. Hiring and firing mechanism. I tell you, take up this one truth in your life. I am 100% guarantee, 100% sure you will only appreciate me for giving you this advice. Never you will blame me. I have seen this in thousands and thousands of lives. When people merge their energy, life into their time. See, when you are doing something on your own, when you are your boss, you are forced by yourself to merge your energy, life and time. But when you are working for somebody, you are not forced. And you cunningly develop such a logical reasons to convince your boss. You know how to manage him. And people do PhD, how to draw salary without working. I have seen how to manage your job, continue to get bonus, salary and never doing any work. In that way you are not just cheating your boss, your life becomes peace. The energy is separated from time, energy is separated from life, then you feel your life is just poor are those who feel 9 to 5 is only their time, not life. I will not classify poverty based on the zeros they have in their bank. Poor are those who feel 9 to 5 is their time, not life. 24 hours should be your life. It should not be separated as time plus energy, time plus life plus energy. So how many of you understand what I am sharing now? So how many of you feel really you are going to take this up very seriously for next 2 years project? In next 2 years I will be my boss. Whoever feels, raise your hand. Come on. My blessings. You will all be successful. You will all be successful. Blessings.
Let us now enter into the power manifestation. We are going to be manifesting the object, the power of increasing the size of an object, which is the power of Garima, on an object which is away from you. The previous time we manifested the power where you're going to be having the object with you in front of you. Now you're going to be manifesting the power for an object that is away from you. So get ready now. Have any object that is away from you and sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Intensely chant the Mahavakya. First, measure the object. Make sure to measure the object before you beginning the power manifestation itself. Make sure to measure the object in any way. And then let us enter into the power manifestation. Take the next few seconds to measure the object. Now, intensely chant the Mahavakya, establishing yourself in that space of oneness. And let us now begin the power manifestation for the next 2 minutes. Please begin now. Declare how much you want to increase the size of the object. And then chant the Mahavakya, establishing yourself in that space of oneness. And then let the manifestation happen for the next 2 minutes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Now, please go ahead and verify the manifestation that has happened. Please take the next few seconds to quickly verify the manifestation. We're going to be moving on to the next. Now, let us move on to the next, where we are going to be receiving the revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on being your own boss. Please sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line, in a space of absolute listening. And let us now listen to Swamiji, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
the idea you carry, the idea you cherish, the idea you enjoy, being your own boss. What do you think as being your own boss? That need to be corrected, aligned. The first principle is correcting, aligning the blueprint. Drop the paper and pen. First listen. I don't think you need an enlightened notebook after the program. You need an enlightened being after the program. I know what I want, but still I am not able to manifest. Be very clear. You do not know what you want. You are hardwired to manifest what you want. If you are manifesting difficulties, sufferings, and torture, that is what you want, be assured. Be informed that is what you want. I am not insensitive to you. I am sensible to you. I am not insensitive to you and your suffering. Understand? Your ideas about being your own boss needs acid wash. If you cognize yourself as bound by your boss and you create a logical ideas and visualization, fantasy about being boss, suddenly, some way, you get the power, you will only be bossing around, you will never be boss. Understand? Bossing around is different, boss is different. Still in your cognition you are a slave, but you got the power, then you will be bossing around. The first principle, acid wash your blueprint with completion. Understand? Whether you want to manifest wealth, whether you want to manifest power, whether you want to be your own boss, starts with the first principle. What is being your own boss? You decide your health. You decide your whole day. You decide what you should do, you should not do. Above all, you decide your mood whole day, how you should be and how you should not be. Deciding not just your moves, deciding your moods. Understand? Not just deciding your moves, deciding your moods too. Be your own boss means not just deciding your moves, deciding your moods. Most of you, I should say almost all of you, cognize poverty and create an idea, an ideology about richness. Cognize slaveness, but create theory and theology about freedom. Cognize bondage and create filth and philosophy about being your own boss. Understand? creating your own theories and theologies, your own ideas and ideologies, your own filth and philosophies is not going to make you your own boss. The first principle is bringing completion to your depth, not just your thought currents. To your depth, bring completion. What is my idea of my own boss, being my own boss? How much of it is based on my past incompletions? How much of it is based on my integrity to my life? Understand, freedom should be integrity to your existence. When you are integrated to your existence, you will enjoy the pleasures. When body is filled with hormones, you will enjoy peace. When the body is devoid of hormones, you will grow matured when the body stops producing hormones. It will be such beautiful flow of life. Else, powerlessness in the young age, physically, but powerfulness mentally is bondage. In the young age, you feel very powerful in the mind, but very powerless in the body because the society around you, you feel the whole society is suppressing you. When you are old, the whole society gives you freedom to do what you want, but you become powerless physically. This whole conflict will not happen. Understand? The whole conflict will not happen if you acid wash your ideas about richness, your ideas about freedom, your ideas about being your own boss. Being your own boss is not deciding when you will go to your office or when you will go to golf club. It is all about deciding whether do you really need golf. The stupid game. Because your boss was doing that and you were waiting for him to come back, your anger and vengeance against him towards this whole boss idea. When you become boss, you do the same. Making your staff to wait and you will be tuck, tuck, tuck. Fools. It is not about golfing. It is understanding, do you really need golfing? The first principle is acid wash your ideas of being your own boss. I have seen many of you become rich just to take revenge on your relative who was rich and did not help you when you were poor. No. Many of you acquire titles, awards, rewards, just to take on revenge on somebody. By the time you reach that goal, the person is not even alive. He is not even alive. And you are stupid trying to prove yourself to somebody who is dead. look around and look in. Look around and look in. What is your depth? Understand your length. Logic creates ideas. Your breath, heart converts that ideas into ideology. Your length, logic creates theories. Your breath, heart converts that into theologies. Your length creates filth, and your breath creates that into philosophies. Understand, the source material for all philosophy is filth. It's not, I am doing some poetic verbal play. It's truth. If at all I am able to destroy something on the planet Earth, first thing I will destroy is philosophies. Philosophies kept human beings away from philosia, darshana, the reality. When your cognition depth is established in the completion, from that completion, the ideas of richness you create will simply become reality. From that completion, the idea of power you create, you will simply manifest. From that completion, the idea of being your own boss you create, you will simply manifest it. Understand? As I said, richness is not always grid bound. Most of us do not even understand there is something called off the grid richness. Experience. Understand? A person with 10 crore grid bound richness, a person with just 1 crore plus inner awakening, off the grid richness is surely much more richer. Understand? Unfortunately, if you cognize the idea of richness, if you think, if you create theories and theologies of richness, when you are perceiving poverty in your life, you will only think 10 crore is richness, not the off the grid richness, the experiences as richness of your life. I have seen these stinking fellows. Stinking means believing only grid bound richness as richness. Stinking with money and no experience of life. When you leave the earth, when you leave the planet, your experiences carry you, not the grid bound wealth. Understand? Grid bound wealth is useful as long as you are grid bound. Death is the greatest freedom you receive from the grid. When you are off the grid, it is your experiences that will be counted as your richness, not the grid bound richness. Grid bound richness is great as long as you are bound within the grid. Look into your ideas of richness. Look into your ideas of powerfulness. Look into your ideas of what is being your own boss. The moment I utter the word be your own boss, you think I can design my whole day, all my moves. But you don't understand. You will be real boss only if you can decide mood of the whole day also, not just moves of the whole day. I'll say mood and moves both should be in your freedom. If I have to choose, I'll choose the moods than the moves. I'll choose the moods than the moves. When you are not able to handle your moods, better to be slave of somebody who has a best mood. That is 1,000 times better than having only freedom to change your moves but not moods. Few minutes. Dig out your incompletions, ideas you carry about being your own boss. If you suddenly win a lottery and from tomorrow, no why tomorrow, today, from today, you are your own boss, what are you going to do? How is your life is going to be? And your ideas, theories, theologies, why you want to be like this? What is the reason you want your life in this way? Think and pen down what you want to be, how you will be your own boss. Second, why you will be like that. You may think, I'll be in the golf court all the time, fully drunk. I think better to be slave than fully drunk and being in the golf cart. Why you want to be like that? Because that is what is your idea of being your own boss when you were a slave. If you are slave and create an idea about power, even if you get power, it becomes politics, not power. If you have an idea of poverty and you get wealth, you don't become wealthy. Wealth stinks around you. That's the reason we are poor. Look into your ideas of poverty, ideas of wealth, ideas of slavery, and ideas of powerfulness, ideas of being a worker, ideas of being your own boss. Write first ideas. Second, ask why that idea got developed into your system. You will understand your incompletions. Incompletion means the past thoughts, emotions, patterns, hangovers, residues sitting in the present and suffocating you, not letting you live your future. Understand? Even if you live richest life as per your imagination which you developed when you were poor, you will not be living rich life. You will be living the rich life as you imagined when you were poor. It will only be the poor man's rich life. It will only be the worker's boss life. It will only be the slave's free life. More than richness, you need to understand what for you need rich life. More than power, you need to know what for you need power. More than being your own boss, you need to know why you want to be your own boss. The first principle is acid wash your incompletions. I'll lead you into the second principle after this. So take few minutes and pen down why you want to be your own boss. What do you mean by being your own boss? Pen down the answer for both the questions. What you think of being your own boss, your ideas, and why you want to be your own boss. Please pen down answers for both the questions. The second principle, understand? I'll repeat the first principle. First principle is acid washing your idea of be your own boss and why you want to be your own boss, what you want to be and why you want to be. Understand? Knowledge, clarity, Saraswati, understanding is the foundation on which anything can be built. People always tend to say, oh, I don't understand all that, Swamiji. You just say what I have to do, I'll do. You will not do if I just say. Even if I make you understand, you won't do. It's different. Whenever people come and tell me, oh, these are all too much, I cannot understand. You just tell me what I have to do, I'll do. I have always seen those people are worst failures. Understanding is the foundation. It's a basic necessity. Please understand. It is from your understandings you collect cognitions. Cognitions. From cognitions you manifest. It is from your understandings you collect cognitions. From cognitions you manifest. So even in the understanding level, if some things are not there, it is missing, then no way you are going to cognize it and manifest it. So the first principle is why you want to do what you want to do. Even with this understanding, thinking through, internalizing, how many of you realized many of your ideas of boss is silly? Raise your hand. Relax. Understand. If you cognize you are sexually suppressed and your idea of freedom, the moment you grow up and get your freedom, first thing you will do, you will become a womanizer. If you cognize you are deprived of food, playing, anything, the moment you get a chance, first thing you will do is going to the other extreme. No extreme is freedom. Understand? No extreme is freedom. Powerfulness is freedom. When Sadashiva describes about the dress in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully describes about food, dress, place of stay, such precise definitions. If you are new to Hindu tradition, I will introduce the word Agama. Agama means Sadashiva expressed, Devi received, and Vishnu adopted that as a software to run the universe. Agama is oldest and most updated software to run the universe. Oldest and most updated. And the kind of an understanding he gives. Now listen to the second principle. Neither your ideas about being your own boss is right, nor they are wrong. Listen carefully. Coming to the same understanding principle, neither your nudity nor your modesty is right or wrong. If you are feeling empowered by covering yourself, that is your dress code. If you are feeling empowered by exposing yourself, that is your dress code. What all the ideas about being your own boss empowers you? Listen, when I say empowering, making you feel powerful, joyful, ecstatic, I tell you, sometimes you do some politicking and jump into the seat of the boss. Then you know from where you jump to where. Potato felt the pot and the water in the pot is too hot and it jumped into the fire. Because the pot and the water in the pot is too hot, potato jumping into the fire. Precise stupidity you do because the seat of a worker seems to be too hot, you jump into the seat of the boss. Understand, feeling empowered matters. Feeling complete matters. You may say, no. If I just grab the seat, in 6 months I will become all right. You may become insensitive, but you will not become all right. That is like astrologers telling, oh, next 7.5 years you have Shade Sat. After 2.5 years, Rahu. Then again, 3 years, a very bad Grahas. Then if you ask, oh, after that I will become all right. No, you will be habituated. Now that is exactly, if you are consoling yourself, let me grab the seat by hook or crook. Then in 6 months I will become all right. No, you may become insensitive, but you will not become all right. And one more thing, whenever you become insensitive to some parts of you, that develops as a blind spot and continues to torture you. Understand? Continues to torture you. Completion matters. Feeling empowered matters. To be your own boss. So second principle, listen. Second principle is completing your cognition of slavery, being a subordinate, being a staff, being worker, not being boss. completion is the second principle. Of course, third principle is responsibility. I call it responsibilism. I want to make this responsibility as a religion. As on now, the religion we practice, at least in India, 3C: cricket, corruption, cinema. 3C is the religion we practice. For any problem, the solution we look is cinema. That's the largest referred spiritual solution center. Now, whenever you have a problem, where you look at? In that movie, how he does. In this movie, how he behaves. Our education system is basically a visual-based system. That is why, if you see all our temples and monuments, I can challenge no other civilization produced such large amount of monuments. I want you to know 1 crore means 10 million stone-carved monuments exist in India. As per the government report, stone-carved monuments. I am not talking about RCC. We don't respect anything which is less than 1,000 years old. Only if something is 1,000 years old, we even respect. And only if it can withstand 1,000 years, we call them as something decent structure. See, because basically our cognition is janmas, not birth. Understand? Janmas. Janma is different from birth. The word birth is not complete translation of the word janma. Janma means happening. It's from the samdhatu, sambhava. Janma. Birth means it's totally different. The very idea of birth is totally different. Born. We don't believe in birth. We believe only in happening. Sambhava. We are happening. Born means something created out of nothing. No. We are sambhava. Happening. Listen to this truth. The second principle is completion with all the reasons with which you are living, the reasons which are pushing you to become boss. Understand? When you, any reasons you have to become boss, relive them. If they are powerless cognitions, incompletions, they will die. If they are powerful cognitions, they will become strong. That's all. See, reliving is literally acid wash. All the unnecessary things will be washed, necessary things will be strengthened. Listen. Reliving is nothing but manana in Vedic tradition. Internalizing. Many times you grab out of greed and that does not get digested. That's what you need to sit and chew. Ideas also you grab out of greed, but it does not get digested. It sits inside your head undigested. Digesting them is manana. Digesting all your logically, emotionally accumulated, acquired ideas into your cognition properly is completion. Understand? In your length, logic, breath, emotion, visualization, the ideas, concepts you grabbed, dumped, cognizing them rightly into your depth, making them as right cognition by manana, reliving, is completion. Understand? I am redefining completion. When you relive all the ideas you have again and again, all the ideas which makes you powerless starts dying down. They lose power
Swami,
over you.
yesterday in
All
yesterday's
the
session,
ideas
one of the things that I realized
makes
was
you
that
powerful
a lot of the
becomes
projects that I'm
stronger.
working on
They
right now
start growing
were
in
things
you.
that I started because
Understand?
there was just a lot of
What
pain in
needs
me
to
that I
grow
didn't want to
grows.
deal with. So
What needs
just to
to
get
go
rid of that, I
goes.
started this. But I actually like working on the projects.
The
Are they,
power
like,
of reliving
should I stop
is-
working on these?
No, no,
What
no, no.
needs to
you
go
should not
goes.
stop working.
What
You
needs
should
to grow
complete
grows.
the pains from which you are trying to run away. If you complete,
Add or reliving, something goes, something grows. Let me explain clearly the principle of reliving. Listen to this principle. Whatever you wrote as reason why you want to become a boss, do not judge those reasons. Just sit and relive the situations when you took those decisions. Just relive them, means visualize and see again and again exactly as it happened. In which situation you decided you have to take revenge on this fellow by becoming boss. I will throw my visiting card on his table. I'll throw my visiting card on his face. I'll throw my shoes on his face and my tie on his neck and tighten the tie. You may have what all I don't know. The situations during which you took the decision to become boss, the reason you want to become boss, relive them. Whatever you wrote, can you just read for few minutes so you can understand what I am saying and enter into manana, reliving. Now, relive every situation in your life in which you decided to become your own boss. The incidents, situations made you decide to be your own boss. Relive them.
Let us now enter into the power manifestation. This is the final power manifestation for today and for the glimpses of Paramashivoham program. So let us sit with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line and manifest the power of Mahima. This is the last round of the power of Mahima, where we're going to be increasing the size of an object. This is the same power that Lord Hanuman, who is the incarnation of Paramashiva himself, manifested while he flew over to Lanka to rescue Sita. Let us now sit with our head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Have any object in front of us that you want to manifest this power for, and chant the Mahavakya intensely. Measure the object first before you beginning the power manifestation. whatever the object that you want to use for the manifestation, whether it is a pencil, sharpener, eraser, or water bottle, or a cup, anything you can use, any small object that you can easily measure. You can use for you to measure the size of the object. And then let us begin the power manifestation. For those of us who have measured, please sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Those of us who have not yet measured, quickly measure them. Sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes. Intensely chant the Mahavakya. Visualize Swamiji, Paramashiva in your inner space, in your third eye region. Chant the Mahavakya intensely. Just declare. Close your eyes and visualize and declare how much you want to manifest the increasing of the height for that object. And now, let the manifestation happen. Just chant the Mahavakya and establish yourself in that space of oneness. Please begin now. Let us manifest for the next 2 minutes.
Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om 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 Nithyananda.
Now, please relax. Now, please post your experience the answer that you have after the manifestation for whatever you have manifested now. Please go ahead and share with us how you have manifested, how you were able to manifest the power of Mahima, the increasing of the size of an object. Now, I thank everyone for joining here, everyone who are joined on the Zoom, and everyone who are watching us on YouTube. Ma Satya Srinivas, Ma Goko S. Aya, and everyone else who are on the Zoom. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. With this, let us now conclude with the Purna Mantra, and make sure to join back for the Paramashivoham program itself starting tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure to join back at that time for the first session, which is going to be starting and very exciting session. With this, let us conclude now with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, everyone. Nithyanandam.
Nanda